This is Scott Becker with the Becker Private Equity and Business Podcast. Today's topic is an off-topic subject, and the subject's going to be, and it comes out of a golf match, but it relates to almost everything. So the question is, what do you do when you just don't have it that day? And that could be the title of this podcast. What do you do when you just don't have it that day? So the story grows out of, but I remember in my professional career, I played in a golf tournament this weekend with one of my best, closest friends who's a fantastic golfer, and I am not a fantastic golfer. He's a single digit person. I am not a single digit person. And if you know golfers, they all rank themselves based on, and all the social status is based on how low your handicap is. I'm not in that area, so not as popular. I always thought, if I got my index down to single digits, wow, would I be popular? But it never happens. I don't have to worry about it. But anyways, we had a golf tournament this weekend, and I played absolutely horrible, the worst golf I played in a long time. I get out there and I'm trying to do all kinds of things I can't usually do. Instead of sticking to a core, simple game plan, I'm trying this shot, I'm trying this shot. My impulses are running wild, just a horrible thing. And it leads me to the case of like, what do you do when you just don't have it? When I was a young lawyer, my first firm, I was a called Cat and Musician. I was still a young person. I was in my late 20s. And periodically, and again, we'd go out and drink on a Wednesday night, Thursday night with buddies, go to the bars. In the old days, there's a bar called Kincaid's in Chicago we used to go to. Used to go with one of my closest friends, and we would, drink and get wasted and have so much fun. And again, I don't recommend it to anybody. But again, I was a kid, a lot younger than I am today. And I won't tell you how old I am today, but I can tell you it was a long time ago. But there were days at the office, you'd show up the next day and you couldn't make big decisions because you were hungover, had a headache, didn't feel good. And what you were able to do most times is essentially really train yourself. And this might be one of the great achievements of my life is train yourself on a hangover not to make big decisions, not to do stupid things and impulsive things. Now, one of the challenges in golf, and it's probably a very similar type of thing, is if you are playing that badly, you don't have a choice to not play. You got to play because then you leave your partner high and dry if you bail, and everybody wants to shoot you if you bail in the tournament. But the answer would be, how the hell do you simplify your game so much that you could at least play a competent game of golf when you really don't have it that day? I think this is a lesson in life. It's a lesson there's a great book on peak performance on recovery and how important recovery is to everything. I could go out, one of my weaknesses in sports, and I'm not a magnificent athlete by any stretch to begin with, but one of my weaknesses in sports is my serve in tennis and paddle for that matter. But the point being, I can work on it every single day, but I'm far better off taking recovery days and knowing when to breathe. And I think one of the answers in this, in golf, in business, in life, is knowing when to breathe when you just don't have it. That's the lesson for the day is to know when to breathe, know when to simplify your game, know when to bring it down to its very core and just do the basics that you could do. Now, my partner who is fantastic, literally played fantastic golf, he shot like an 80. I didn't shoot twice that much, but I shot a horrible round. The only thing I did well was the first hole and the last hole. And he's such a good guy, he'll remind me that the only thing he did well was the first hole and the last hole. But the thing to learn in all these things is when you don't have it, and there's going to be days like that you don't have it, to breathe, recover, and simplify. That's the story for the day. Breathe, recover, simplify. What to do when you just don't have it. That's the title of this podcast. If you have a question on this or have a comment on it or don't love it, I don't care what, text Scott Becker 773-766-5322. And if you could reference the podcast and you're the first person to do so, we'll send you a $100 Amazon gift card or, of course, an Amazon investor. Not an important one, but to me it's important. But so we'll continue to support Amazon in this way. But really, we want to know that you're listening. Please text me 773-766-5322. If you're the first, we'll send you a $100 gift certificate no matter how much the market is down today. Thank you for listening to the Becker Private Equity and Business Podcast and the Becker Business Minute Podcast. Make it a great day. Go get them. Thank you.